Interestingly enough, you mentioned disruption and you mentioned innovation almost simultaneously in the same sentence. It seems that when people realize that a technology advancement works in their benefit, it's an innovation that they want to work on. And then when they don't know how to use it, it's a disruption.
Disruption, yeah, very true.
And how can you help our industry, gyms, spas, salons, better understands the opportunities that are now at hand, because tens of thousands of businesses, small and medium, of course you service some of the leaders of the industry, but you have thousands of small and medium businesses who, for some, didn't know how to apply to PPP. Some didn't know how to renegotiate their leases, and they had so much on their mind. And some clicked and understood that from a brick and mortar business, thriving on packed classes with a storefront shut, they could still grow business with online classes. And this is something that your team has developed. Please help us understand, in the face of the pandemic, because Mindbody also had to face the pandemic, also had to go through restructuring. Mindbody just went from private to public the year before. You had joined as president.
From public to private.
Yes, absolutely. From private to public. You had joined as chief strategy officer, then moved on to president. There was the possibility for you to become CEO. There was an how do you say, an assessment inside and outside for the recruit. You went through all this, and still you helped the industry grow and understand what were the opportunities for them. So please let us understand how your team had with your empowerment and leadership, how they could go through these times of turbulences, disruption, to still help the industry.
Yeah, it was a longer story than pre-COVID in terms of how we've been looking at the virtual market. And to your point earlier about how businesses sometimes think about things as disruption versus innovation, we had been looking at how to enter the virtual market literally since late 2018 and looking at that as an opportunity. But when we went out and canvassed our customers, what we found is that most people weren't interested in it, and they might have either a preconceived notion that none of their consumers or their members want to have virtual, or maybe they didn't want to make the investment, or they didn't want to have to do the extra training of their instructors, because it is very different, as you might imagine, to teach a class in person where you've got 30 people, or just be teaching to a video and a microphone. And so there's a lot of work that has to happen in a mental shift to get people to say, hey, this is an investment that we want to make. And as a business, we had started looking at how to enter that market. Did we want to do it through a partnership, through an acquisition? Did we want to build something? And so we had already, laid the foundation, made a decision which direction we were going by late 2019. Ironically, we had planned to release our new, what we call virtual wellness platform, or VWP, at our Bold conference in August. So that was our plan. August 2020, we're releasing VWP at the Bold conference. And then starting in January, we started seeing Asia Pacific shut down. Then we started seeing Europe shut down. You remember, Italy and France and the UK were all shutting down around February. And we said, man, this is really going to hit us in the US. And as we started thinking about what we needed to do, the number one thing that we had to do was be there for our customers. And we had to figure out how to lead them through the pandemic and give them the tools and resources that they needed to first survive, and then really be able to thrive on the other side of the pandemic. And so what we focused on was accelerating the development of our virtual wellness platform. And within 6 weeks, we had our beta version released, and that was in April. So we started shutting down here in March. Got beta out late April, started making more tweaks in May and June, and had a product that was fairly full-fledged and fully integrated with the Mindbody platform. That's one of the things that we saw in the early days. People went to Zoom, or they went to Instagram Live or Facebook Live, but those systems are completely divorced from their business management, from their payments, from their membership management, from CRM. And so what we wanted was something that was highly coupled, so that if they decided to sell a membership that had a virtual component, that it was totally seamless. Somebody can come in and they can check in, and the experience is very custom for virtual fitness, not just for having regular, meetings. And so that rolled out. We saw, literally hundreds of thousands of views coming in for live stream as well as for on demand. And as we started doing consumer research, what we found was that 78% of consumers are saying, hey, wellness is more important than ever. 60% are more focused on their health and wellness than since when the pandemic started. And while people say that they're going to be going back, over 90% say that they're going back to their pre-COVID workout routine. 65% are saying that they're going to add virtual to their workout routine. So we know that this isn't just a COVID fad. It's something that's going to continue on the other side. And a lot of businesses were hearing that from their customers. I'll come back for 3 days a week, but maybe I'll work out once or twice through virtual. And so we think that this trend is really here to stay. And we're really happy to see that, we have thousands of businesses that are using this technology every day.